How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Liberty Bowl. It is, of course, live stream Friday. As you guys know, every Friday we get together after a long, hard week of working hard, slaving like a dog out there, trying to endure Bidenomics, and we come together, smoke a little bit of herb, and talk about the fall of Western civilization. All right. As always, with me today is my co-host, Liberty Swine. How you been doing this week, man?
Doing damn fine, man. Slave as well out in the heat, but pulling it a little lazy this week. My second 3 day weekend in a row, so
Right.
cha-ching.
Good times.
And other than that, just being pissed off American out here, bro. Right? Fuck the goddamn left. Fuck Democrats out here dividing and destroying Americas. How are
Right.
you, my friend?
Shit, I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. As you'd see a little browner. It's that time of year again. Starting to we've already broken 100 out here. So
Several times.
all right, dying. But anyway, it's been quite a week. Quite a week. Of course, the talk of everything is the Donald Trump hush money trial, right? So of course, as we know, he was indicted, or he was found guilty on all counts, right? On all the counts, right? People were speculating, like, oh, maybe he's going to get a hung jury, maybe he's going to get, found guilty on a couple charges, maybe this and that. Like, no, all of the shit that they threw at the wall, hoping that something would stick, every single piece of shit stuck, right? uh Absolute fucking clown show, absolute show trial, and everybody is aware of it, from the right wing to the left wing. This is a blatant mishandling of justice. This is a blatant political witch hunt. This is I don't even know what the fuck to call this. This is pure Soviet style show trials. This is absolute Stalinism. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's the best way to describe it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and start with a little bit of a comedy today. As of course, we did see Robert De Niro went ahead and campaigned on behalf of the Biden administration outside of the courthouse, which of course the Biden administration is in no way, shape, or form connected to. Right? He's definitely not behind this at all.
It's not political.
Right? Definitely not political. But either way, the Biden administration went ahead and held a campaign out there, and it didn't go too well for De Niro. Right? And this is him leaving, and it's we'll start with this clip real quick. There's a shit ton more, but this is probably my favorite one out of all of them.
Democrats, you are gangsters. You are gangsters. Fuck you.
Magatown.
You're a softie. You're a nobody. Your movie sucks. You're
Fucking
trash.
movie sucked.
You're trash. You're done. You're done.
Up in New York.
Play a fucking wise guy in the movies, but you're a punk.
And it sucks because like it cuts off here, but there's another angle, man. I forgot this dude's name, but he made like a reply video afterwards because I guess people were tripping about the word he used, and he come running out the back there after the security clear was like passed, and he yelled, "You're a mook. You fucking mook," you know what I'm saying? And then everyone was like commenting. He blew up everywhere because of the word, man.
I'm pretty sure it's right here somewhere. Let's see. Yeah, there's so many of these videos.
Fuck you! Fuck you! You touch kids! You touch kids! You loser! Fuck you! Suck my dick!
They're gangsters.
Your mother should have swallowed!
Gangsters.
We're trying to be gentlemen in this world. The Democrats, you are gangsters. You are gangsters. Fuck you. You're a softie. You're a nobody. You're trash. You're done. You're done after this, my guy.
You're a mook. You can hear him.
Right.
Fuck you, De Niro. Guys, back up. You're a fucking mook, M-O-O-K, mook.
You fucking mook.
You're a traitor to Italian and Jews. You're a traitor to Italian Jews, you fucking Fabio. Cunt. You ain't cunt.
I got the 45, 47 too, dude.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah.
He's a mook. M-O-O-K. Robert De Niro's a fucking mook.
Oh man. I don't know, man. Donald Trump could flip New York. You never know, man. You never know. But then again, I mean, also you do have to consider the fact that it is, the people from the jury were all New Yorkers as well. So I mean, it's a group of people, outside the courthouse. Of course, the I guess appearance by the Biden administration sending out Robert De Niro was completely uncalled for. It's completely unheard of. It's completely unnecessary.
Not to mention, like, most of these video clips, like you said, there's a shit ton of them. But actually, the spokesman for the New York Biden campaign was there as well, and he spoke too. I don't know if you've seen, like, on Salty's page, but the motherfucker was out there passing out Biden and fucking Harris yard signs. But it's not political, and it surely isn't partisan.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Nothing political here. You guys are just conspiracy theorists. That's all.
Right, we're gangsters. We're fucking gangsters.
Right. Obviously, fucking MAGA gang.
Gang.
I mean, this is really, even these people over here.
What? Are you gonna cry now?
Fucking great, dude.
Come on, cry, baby,
Right.
cry.
It's kind of crazy.
Come on, cry.
It's really crazy. And this thing, Donald Trump has created this. He should be telling them not to do this. But he's just... I mean,
it's fucking great. Actually, I hadn't seen that one. It's fucking hilarious.
I get that one on my page too, man. It's good shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the video of him doing they lied under oath. This one, of course, this fucking weirdo walking in, right? Walking in with, of course, the cult symbol. The sign that you're in the fucking Mookenstein.
Yeah. That's old Dilly Dean, dog. That's the best on the inner zones right there, dog.
Yeah. It's fucking great, man.
They're currently under investigation by the Biden DOJ, man.
I don't doubt it, man.
No, they really are. Like, they're trying to say that their memes were fucking in-kind contributions, unclaimed contributions to the fucking goddamn Trump campaign, dog. Really, people don't even realize, dude. Like,
they're trying to Russia them.
Yeah, they're trying to fucking Ricky Vaughn them, dude. And that's a whole team of fools. CP3 memes on there, like, I mean, there's a few cats, the Dilly meme team.
Yeah, fucking, it's gonna get a whole lot worse. It's gonna get a whole lot more wacky. As the title, lets you guys know. It's only gonna get worse. This is the fall of Western society. All right. Yeah, I mean, it still could be saved. It still could be salvaged. The only thing, we just got to get Donald Trump elected. That's as we've been saying for the past couple of years now. It is, at this point, Donald Trump or nothing. There's nobody else that's going to be able to fight this fight. And I think that's another thing that's really kind of resonating with a lot of unsure voters, or even people that could have even been totally against Donald Trump for the past fucking 8 years. And just now, all of a sudden, are starting to come to see the light that this guy is literally going through fucking hell. like literally going through fucking hell, that 99% of fucking people would have, fuck this. I ain't doing this shit. I ain't fucking going through all of this shit. You having my life fucking overturned and, my fucking smeared across every single possible, wing of the media. I shit, 99% of us wouldn't be willing to go through that shit after an entire lifetime of, just being fucking rich, famous, business mogul, being the Don, so I think that's another thing that's really kind of resonating with people too, is just like it's not something that most people are willing to go through just to seize power. It really shows a passion. It really shows a concern for this nation. And I think a lot of people are seeing that, and especially all the messaging coming from the left side is death to America, fucking kill the Jews, what have you. So I mean, I think the stark contrast is really starting to wake up a lot of the people that aren't so much in the cult right here of walking around in the middle of fucking summertime wearing a goddamn mask. What was it fucking 4 years after goddamn COVID? Like that's cult shit. And I think people are starting to realize that, and they're starting to see the resilience of Donald Trump.
Not to mention, dude, to see that it's all fucking theater. The dude walks in with it, but then leaves without it,
Right.
so he can swear at everybody on the way out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
real.
That's a super spreader event right there, man. Fucking cussing out Robert De Niro, fucking breath flying everywhere.
Right,
Particles all up in
and
the
then
air.
talking about they got to be gentlemen while screaming "fuck you" and telling people they're gangsters and stuff because they believe different politically than he does. You know what I mean?
Yep. It's funny, really, because he tried to pull the whole fucking I'm a New Yorker and this and that, and fucking he even tried to invoke 9/11 and shit, right? And didn't work, man. They pretty much laughed him off the stage. It was like an 8-minute total speech.
Yeah,
It
and
didn't
then,
last
like I
very
said,
long.
the spokesman for the New York chapter of Biden's campaign spoke to for an extended period. So did the two fucking traitors that fucking were there from J6. You know what I mean? The crying ass fucking police. You know what I mean? And like you were talking about, this is coming down to a choice, like where people are waking up. I mean, you'd hope, right, for it to come to this extent. Because these fools have resorted to straight communist like government tactics, and it's bold, in your face, don't give a fuck, and anyone that's cheering for this is an anti-American communist fucking chomo, right? I mean, that's what you're voting for. That's what you're trying to fucking ruin some dude's American icon over. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, dude.
At this point, anybody that hasn't seen the light of what is going on here, I don't think they ever will. I think they're too
smooth brain fucking moron.
Right. At this point, if you have not come to terms with what's really happening here, you're too far gone. You are so deep in the fucking cult that you're unsalvageable.
Right. And like I know you said that earlier that you really haven't been fucking around with the inner zones much here recently. Right after this, like if anyone was paying attention across the inner zones, dude, especially the Twitter sphere here, where you had leftists and independents and libertarians, all these fools just nonstop posts everywhere. Like I just donated. I'm voting for Trump for the first time. I'm voting for the first time for Trump.
Right.
And, pretty insane.
Yep. Yeah, fucking $53 million in 24 hours. It's absolutely fucking
34
insane.
in the first 6.
Right, 34 in the first 6 fucking hours. All of the sites to donate to Donald Trump crashed. All of them. Every fucking one of them. Like, that's
and you even had Google
nuts.
trying to hide the shit. Like in the search results, you put in the site and it would straight up say nothing found, dude. Like Tim was even showing it, man.
Right. So I think this is the video of the they lied. They lied under oath.
You thought for a second there's some
Under Trump, this kind of government will perish from the earth.
Yeah.
I don't mean to scare you. No, wait. Maybe I do mean to scare you. If Trump returns to the White House, you can kiss these freedoms goodbye that we all take for granted.
Right. Freedom to mask up.
Forget about it.
Say more about it.
That's done. If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave.
He's never gonna leave, you
He
guys.
will never leave. You know that.
He's almost 80.
He will never leave.
Right.
Under
Fucking
Trump,
ridiculous.
this kind of
Absolutely fucking retarded.
and elections, forget about it. That's over. That's done. If he gets in, I can tell you right now, he will never leave. He will never leave.
Never.
You know that. He will never leave. What does that mean?
You're a
Is that the
fucking moof.
country we want to live in? Do we want him
Right.
running this
Yeah,
country
fucking move.
and saying, I'm not leaving, I'm dictator for life?
Like,
Right. He literally fucking just quoted what's her fucking name? Fucking dipshit fucking off of MSNBC. You won't get the virus if you takes the shot. What's her fucking name? Yeah, you guys know who I'm talking about. Short-haired retarded bitch. Fucking yeah, he literally just quoted her. Fucking gonna be president for life. He's gonna announce himself president for life. Right? We got in the chat, Teet Ange. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Hello, everyone. Bob is stupid, and you can't fix stupid. Yes, old Bobby De Niro. Fucking what was it? Bongino was calling him old little Bobby.
Yep,
little Bobby D.
Yeah, dude. That's yeah, and he's got a vagina, fucking for a heart, dude.
Right.
Where his heart should be, there's a vagina. It's 4 sizes too small.
I hope this new ad campaign reaches
I wish the
outside the
Joker would
bubble
really
to
do that
remind
scene to him.
supporters
Right, which one?
of what a danger he is to our lives.
He's
This
gonna
is
get
not
you.
a threat. This is a reality. And that's why I've joined the Biden-Harris campaign, because the only way to preserve our freedoms and hold on to our humanity is to vote for Joe Biden for president. Really.
I thought the Democrats already decided that they can't leave democracy up to the voters. They need to step in legally in order to save democracy from the voters.
Plus, isn't this dude's only real, marketable skill remembering lines? And the dude can't remember to say, really? Vote for fucking Joe Biden's and Harrison's? Really? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Hey, dude. You suck again.
Just how much our society takes advice from people who literally, you don't know who the person is, because the only time that you've ever seen them is them putting on a fucking facade, because that's literally their job. They're literally actors. They literally get paid to say whatever the fuck they're paid to say, in whichever way, whichever form they are paid to say it. That's their job from day one. That's their first fucking business decision, is selling the goddamn soul. And everyone just looks to them as some beacon of wisdom for some reason.
Yeah, and here in recent years, you've gotten to see a more personal, view of this dude than I've ever seen in my years. And he's a complete fucking vagina clown, dude. Little pudding cup with severe TDS. Anytime you see this dude speaking off script, he's fucking, because Trump's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
He's nuts. He's gonna announce himself president for life.
As if you didn't just live through 4 years of his presidency. And if anything, dude, he fucking was shy for wielding the power that he actually had. You know what I mean? And like, they talk dumb shit. Like, he was going to have people pepper spray that were protesting. They were burning down a fucking church. You know what I mean? And then you seen all the shit that popped off with Portland and Minneapolis. He should have fucking had them pepper sprayed. You know what I mean? Right. Those weren't protests. That was out and out destruction and fucking looting.
Yep. Motherfucking riot. And it's actually fucking when you think about it, wasn't it May 29th when he got taken down to the bunker when
that's what I was talking about, when they burned down the presidential church and shit, man.
Right. Fucking a couple of years later to the fucking date, just about, they're finding him guilty on 34 counts of fucking stupidity. Yeah. 34 counts of whatever the fuck I made up in my mind. Right.
And little Bobby even mentions the shit, saying Trump's a coward because he fucking had to be rushed off by Secret Service because people were protesting. Like again, they were like, I got clips of the video all over my page, dude. You know what I mean? You have to scroll back. It's old, but it's there. Them fools were fucking burning everything, dude.
Yeah.
In the comment, yep, little Bobby's so
Elections,
miserable.
forget about it.
He is,
That's
dude.
over.
He's
That's
fucking
done.
80 years old with a
If he
1-year-old
gets
kid.
in, I
Fuck.
can tell you right now, he will never leave. He will never leave.
Yeah, same one. But anywho, that's old Bobby De Niro, man. If I can page shill for the DNC, and looks like I might be stuck on us on the presentation thing.
Kangaroo courts, no more justice system, man. There hasn't been for a minute. It's been steadily being eroded for a minimum of a decade. And we know who set that off, man. Motherfucking Obama's. Not that any other presidents or anybody didn't do dirt or is not guilty of some fucked up shit that could possibly now be chargeable, apparently. Fucking, but that dude was the divisional chief, dude. Like, started turning the lawfare, IRS, the fucking Department of Justice, the AG.
There we go. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not trying to go that route. And so I would love Trump family in the White House forever. That sounds great for America. You could definitely can't agree with that one. That's
Right.
that's a monarchy. That's
Right. I mean, shit. If the people fucking vote him in, if they end up proving themselves, shit like that, then it's I guess it's just based on what the people vote for, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
But
as far as that's concerned, I totally agree.
like a dynastic type situation where it's basically predetermined. Yeah, no, definitely not. No,
right.
I'm
right,
cool with
exactly.
that. Right, ain't trying to become
no
a fucking
thanks.
constitutional monarchy. Like I'm cool with all that.
And like we declared independence from England to become like England,
Right? to copy their form of government. Like, nah. Right. That's the thing, and other people are really kind of talking about too every now and then is, oh, we need the Caesar moment, like fucking I don't know. I mean, maybe to come in and change the stuff, but not as to like
still Pinochet the joint.
Right. But
Kill all the communists and then I'll retire.
Right. Yeah. Then again, that's another thing too, man. Maybe it doesn't matter which way we try to fix the country. I guess it's almost like it's doomed. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like I don't know. It's not. I guess it's a slippery slope. Like fucking like, oh, we're only gonna lock up the fucking the communists and the fucking people that subverted the justice system and the people that undermined our elections and shit like that. Obviously, it's a slippery slope that would be going down. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, if we take out some key players, some of the people that were on the front lines, fucking Merchant, fucking prosecute fucking Garland, just a lot of the people that were at the forefront of the
Spar Bragg and James,
right,
and
right, all of those
press charges on Fonnie Willis and fucking.
Yep, all the people that made tons and tons of fucking money and are expecting book deals and all this and that bullshit afterward. Yeah, if you were to fucking make an example of those people, and I think we'd be able to right the ship. Again, it's really just because government has no consequences. That's why a lot of this shit is going on. It's because what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I've been hearing the argument all day, or seeing it rather, and hearing it. You know what I mean? Different podcasts and shit, where you got guys arguing like we can't be using the same tactics. You can't destroy what you love to fight those that are destroying what you love. You know what I mean? Like like I just said, like the Democrats destroying democracy to protect democracy. But at the same time, I mean, what do you do?
Right.
Like, do you just okay, just roll over again like the normal Republican fucking roll, dude? Like, we got to return to decorums, as you know what I
Right.
mean? I mean, it's like they're out here changing laws and extending statute of limitations and shit like that, and taking novel takes on laws that have never been used. You know what I mean? To get fucking Trump. I mean, you got to do something. You got to at minimum match lawfare with lawfare.
Right. Yeah, dude, I definitely agree. I definitely agree that, like our side really needs to attack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously in the fucking legal lawfare sense, but basically there's not much of a country left. You know what I mean? We're in a period of a major shift in the entire shifting of society. Society's going to completely reorganize itself, and really we need to be holding the fucking reins when that happens. We need to be right there. Again, it's been done. Like the shots have been fired. First shot's been fired, second shot's been fired. Fucking Mar-a-Lago, fucking the raid on Mar-a-Lago. Everyone was like,
that's already that's already crossing the Rubicon at that point, man.
Right. Fucking we have videos from back then. You could catch our reactions to it too. We were like, what the fuck is going on? This is getting toward the end. We're months away from the election, and these people are realizing that they're losing. They're losing the optics battle. They're losing just about everywhere. So basically they're getting desperate, and they're a cornered animal. And this is what cornered animals do. They lash out, and they do, outrageous, violent stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the morons cheering it on don't realize that this is the shit that you only see in like Africa, Brazil, fucking, you know what I mean? Venezuela, places like that. Like this doesn't happen in first world countries, man. But yet it's not even just here at this point. I mean, this is happening in Germany. This is you know what I mean? Like they're trying to do the same shit in other Western countries because populism's on the rise, because everyone is fucking sick of these elitist fucking douchebags that don't actually have plan. It's the process. You know what I mean? Like they don't care about the shit that they cause, like AOC telling you. People are more worried about being semantically and factually correct rather than morally right. And it's solely, and that's subjective. And we're fucking seeing the repercussions of that, man. These people are willing to do anything because in their minds they've justified it and made it logical, man. Where if you try to, you'll drive yourself fucking nuts, or you know what I mean? Just come to the conclusion that they're fucking evil morons.
Right. And it's funny too, hearing AOC talk about being morally right when she's on the side that literally has no moral no moral center, no moral compass. Like it's literally whichever way the fucking wind blows. You know what I mean? As we see, it's obviously it's doing us some good too, as with all of the tumultuous political activity going on in the world right now. It's really tearing the Democrat Party apart too, with the whole, the Jews and the Palestine protesters and stuff like that. That's a major rift that the Democrats are fucking panicking over, right? And at
what
the same
exactly
time,
do you think it is though? Like, because I mean, like it would only be 4 years. He can only do one term. The dude's fucking almost 80, right? And then fucking they would have their shit back. And just like previous times, we've seen, when Biden came in, even after COVID, fastest recovery happening, inflation at 1.4%. And communism, socialism needs other people's money to fucking function. You know what I mean? So they've implemented a bunch of shit, destroyed a bunch of shit, and tarnished the man's name. He comes in for 4 years, gets the economy running straight again, and then you get to come in and spend more money and fucking roll out more communism. Like,
I think what they're afraid of is, like I say, they're facing a legitimacy crisis right now. They're losing the black vote. Like they're losing the fucking black vote. You know what I mean? That's what they're afraid of. As they've pointed out, they're very well aware of the fact that this is not about Donald Trump. This is a movement, and that's what they're afraid of. You know what I mean? They're afraid of
I just wanted to see what you were going to say there, because most people can't grasp the fact that it's a fucking movement. There, you're on Trump's dick, or what I'm saying, whatever.
Right.
Like, dude, you don't realize that's an
fucking
avatar, dude.
Right. The next fucking 24 years are going to be all fucking MAGA presidents, one after the other. Like that's what they're afraid of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's that they don't realize. I mean, either that or they do, which either way you go down, fucking. But they don't realize that all of their lawfare, all of their tactics to paint Donald Trump as this evil orange man and shit is really just martyring the guy. And they are the cause of the movement. Like, they are the cause of the movement. They are the fucking the fuel that is building up fucking steam of the Trump train. It's Donald Trump can't even go out and campaign. Like, Donald Trump can't even go out and do fucking rallies in any of the key states. Like, Donald Trump is confined to New York, right? But he's gaining every single step of the way. And it's all thanks to the Democrats. And they don't even fucking realize it. They are fucking digging their own grave, you know? And it's
Yeah.
it's
He has been
hilarious.
doing some campaigning, but that's just because he owns a fucking jet. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And
He's
the
got
man
Wednesdays.
fucking yeah. And that's, you know, with Joe Rogan and them were laughing about it. Like, what is this guy, man? He's just always fucking firing like he never sleeps. What do you think he's on? And they're laughing like he's gonna pull out some fucking focus factor and shit.
Right. Right. Fucking fucking
Black label.
boner pills. You got some fucking Alex Jones boner pills and shit.
That black label focus
Right.
factor. They're not focus factor. What the fuck am I saying, man? What the fuck is it? Joe Rogan shit, man.
I don't know.
And
There's
Alpha Brain. Alpha Brain, man.
okay. You right? Yeah, shit. Joe
Yeah,
Biden.
sucks. We saw that.
He's on
Didn't
that
see
shit for
coming.
brains.
Great stuff, gents. Got to go though. Take care. See y'all next time. It's
Hell yeah, we
Smell you.
appreciate
Stopping in.
you stopping by. Yep. Definitely you know, subscribe to the channel if you didn't already. Appreciate you. Right. Yep. Fucking crazy shit.
yeah.
So
It seems like that was a little harder. We're gonna move into the heavier shit now.
right, yep. So let's go ahead and I got two different articles here from both of them are from the great Jonathan Turley, great legal analyst. And the first one is before the conviction, and that's basically the instructions that Juan Merchan gave to the jury. Right, that's a key thing in all of this. Is basically the jury was incapable of finding Trump not guilty because of the way that they were instructed to go back and deliberate. They are basically told go back there and find Donald Trump guilty. Right, obviously that's not exactly what was said, but that's why we got the great legal analyst Jonathan Turley to go ahead and kind of break it down for us a little bit. Again, this is a pre guilty verdict, right? And then I have another one after the guilty verdict by the same author to basically, you know, describe what comes next. All right, then we'll go ahead and talk about these. So let's see. The first one: a Manhattan canned hunt. The Trump jury is out, but is the case in the bag. So today, the jury began its deliberations in the trial of former President Donald Trump. Before jurors left, however, Judge Juan Merchan framed their deliberations in a way that seemed less like a jury deliberation than a canned hunt. For many of us, the Trump trial has seemed okay, there we go. So for many of us, the Trump trial has seemed otherworldly and vaguely familiar proceeding where common elements of a trial seem to have flipped. Even before the jury instructions, the trial was controversial for both liberal and conservative commentators. At the start of the closing arguments, most honest observers were still wondering what the prosecutors were alleging as to the crime that Trump was allegedly concealing with the falsification of business records. So then came the closing arguments. Around the country, it is standard for the government to go first with the closings to allow the defense to respond. The government is then given the privilege of a rebuttal after the defense rests. In New York, the defense must go first, giving the government free rein over its closing with no risk of contradiction from the defense. With the exception of objections, any abusive or improper arguments are left to the judge to address. All right, so go ahead and pause right there real quick. That's a key detail, right? That's something that New York does that's different than most of the other states, is that instead of basically the defense, or I'm sorry, the prosecution going first, and then the defense basically being able to close up after in order to rebut what the prosecution or the government has basically alleged in their closing arguments, and then possibly, you know, if need be, the prosecution would be able to rebut after the defense is closed. They do it the exact opposite, and basically they put the ball in they put the ball in the court of the government, right? They basically give them extra power to make it to where they get the final word that the jury hears before they go back for deliberation, right? So it's a pretty I don't know, I guess a shitty way to do your closing arguments, you know.
Not to mention they didn't fucking even tell him what the because what the charge that they had him on in court for is a secondary charge. You know what I mean? And they didn't even tell them what crime he the first crime was alleged until basically all the way to the end. And then the judge said, "Here's 3 crimes you can find him guilty of, and you don't have to be unanimous on what you say."
Right. It actually,
you know what I mean?
It's going to get into here in a second. It's actually worse than that. The prosecution actually didn't even allege 3 different crimes. The judge,
the judge
said,
did, right.
The judge said, okay, during their testimony, during their argument, they alluded to 3 possible different crimes. Pick from one of them, and you guys don't even have to agree on which one. If
That's what I just said.
So yeah, fucking ridiculous. So in the case of Judge Merchant, that protection was all but absent as the prosecution engaged in flagrant violations, from offering testimony on unestablished facts to directly contradicting prior instructions. In one of the most egregious moments, prosecutor Joshua Steinglass told the jury that it is an established fact that former Trump counsel Michael Cohen committed a federal election law violation on the direct orders of Donald Trump. Merchant had repeatedly said that Cohen's earlier plea could not be used to imply Trump's guilt. Merchant overruled an objection, and Steinglass proceeded, as he did earlier in trial, to repeat the false statement. Merchant did nothing, as Steinglass told the jury that Hope Hicks cried out in court because she knew that she had destroyed Trump's defense. Hicks has never explained why she cried out, but Merchant did nothing, as Steinglass falsely told the jury that the media and political campaigns do not want Trump, do not do what Trump did in seeking to kill and plant stories. This ignored, for example, that the Clinton campaign did precisely that repeatedly in the very same election, including with the false Russia collusion allegations. So it was only when Steinglass repeatedly instructed the jury on the law that Merchant finally sustained objections at the end of his closing arguments. So going into the deliberations, the court allowed the jury to be told repeatedly that there were federal campaign violations committed by Trump. That is not true. Putting aside that the federal government found no basis to impose a civil fine, let alone bring a criminal charge, the court barred a legal expert who could have shown that no such violation occurred. The jury does not know that. Instead, the judge allowed them to be repeatedly told a false fact that could make it difficult for anyone to acquit. However, the instructions then went in for the kill and turned the jury deliberations into a canned hunt. Consider just a few highlights from the curious aspects of these deliberations. First, the judge has ruled that the jury does not have to agree on what actually occurred in the case. Merchant ruled that the government had vaguely referenced 3 possible crimes that constitute the unlawful means unlawful means used to influence the election: a federal election violation, the falsification of business records, and a tax violation. The jurors were told that they could split on what occurred, with 4 jurors accepting each of the 3 possible crimes in a 4-4-4 split. The court would still consider that a unanimous verdict so long as they agree that it was in furtherance of some crime. Right? That's what we were just talking about. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. They basically just have to agree that something. If you agree that Trump's guilty of something, fuck it. Come back guilty.
Right. Yeah, dude, this fucking judge is a complete fucking partisan hack. His daughter's taking money, millions of dollars directly from the fucking Biden-Harris campaign. Before this happened, of course. Gotta throw that fucking in there because you don't want to get any strikes, dude, or fucking fact checks, right? But right before it happened. So, that has nothing to do with it though. You know what I mean? And
right.
This guy's donated to the Remove Trump PAC, Just completely partisan. Like it said in there, they withheld evidence. And does that sound familiar, right? Just like Kamala Harris, she was the AG of California. But anyway, it was a ex FEC, a Federal Election Commission fucking member that was willing to testify for Trump. Because if you remember, the federal government deemed this not a crime, hence the reason fucking it's taken up here, where they're trying to turn a state fucking misdemeanor into a federal fucking crime without the federal government. Like, what the fuck? You
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like, this is some asinine shit. And man, it doesn't get any more obvious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this dude is a fucking slime ball, this judge. Just look at him, dude. You know what I mean?
Right.
Him and Jamie Raskin, the cancers on the country. You know what I mean?
Right. Like, pun intended, maybe.
Right. Exactly, dude.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. So, second, the judge said that he would instruct the jury on the law, but then omitted the key elements that established that there was no federal campaign violation. Indeed, the blocked legal expert, Ben Smith, the former chair of the Federal Election Commission,
There it is.
was going to testify that this could not have been a federal election violation. Moreover, even if Trump's legal settlement money could be viewed as a federal campaign contribution, it could not have been part of a conspiracy to influence the election, since any reporting of a contribution would have had to occur after the election. All right. Third, not only can the jury disagree as to what occurred, but one of the three crimes is so circular as to produce vertigo in the jury room. The prosecutors zapped a dead misdemeanor back into life by claiming a violation under New York's election law 17-152. The argument is that the crime was committed to further another crime as an unlawful means to influence the election. However, that other crime can be the falsification of business records. So the jury or some jurors at least could find that some documents were falsified as an unlawful means of falsifying other documents. Finally, Merchant is allowing conviction based on a quote general intent to defraud any person or entity. A dangerously vague concept in this novel criminal case. Merchant has largely stuck to the standard jury instructions, but this case is anything but standard. With an ambiguous claim of, quote, influencing an election, a general intent instruction without better definition to the case can be an invitation for bias. Given the instructions and the errors in the trial, it would seem that an acquittal. Okay, so this last part, like I said, it's before the actual guilty verdict. So this is basically him just opining on whether or not it might be an acquittal or not. But clearly, that was not the case, right? So those were the instructions that were handed to the jury, right? So yeah, you wonder
53
why 12
pages.
people, right?
And they weren't allowed to bring them with, to during the deliberation. They either had to take notes or fucking memorize, dude. Like,
Right. Like I said, he pretty much told them to go back there and find Trump guilty. That's
Yeah.
pretty much what the instructions were. You could boil it down to that one sentence.
And then in an even more disgusting display, he held the jurors after he cleared the courtroom so he could personally thank them individually. Let that sink in, dude. Let that fucking sink in, motherfuckers.
Definitely not partisan, though. Nothing
Right.
partisan going on here.
Yeah,
No
this dude was
no
hand
politics
selected.
at all.
Yeah, this dude was hand selected because he's a fucking slime ball, man. You know what I mean? And he wears eyeliner.
All right. Fucking guy liner, man.
Right.
All right, so we got this this next one by again Jonathan Turley, and it's Trump is convicted. What comes next? So this morning, many of us are emerging from the late coverage last night after the conviction of former President Donald Trump on 34 felonies. I was in the courtroom for the verdict, which hit like a thunderclap, particularly after a strange snafu with the judge. The question that everyone is asking, what happens next? The scene in the court was a madhouse. Judge Juan Merchant told the court that the jury had not reached a verdict and would be dismissed for the day. Many reporters in the overflow courtroom were leaving when Merchant suddenly said that there was a verdict. People came running back into the courtroom. That was followed by 34 guilty verdicts. I am obviously saddened by the verdict, but not surprised. Until the very end, I was hopeful that there would be a hung jury, a result that could restore some integrity to the New York criminal justice system. However, I previously noted that the jury instructions made convictions much more likely. I referred to the deliberations as a legal, quote, canned hunt due to instructions that made conviction a near certainty. You could feel the weight of history in the courtroom, though we still have to see what history was made for. For some, it was the conviction of the first president, for the first president of a felony. For others, it was the key moment where the weaponization of the criminal system became clear and inescapable. It was both, obviously, yet the trial fulfilled narratives on both sides. I ran outside to join the coverage. One humorous moment was an officer screaming at reporters piling out of the courtroom to, quote, walk, not run. It did not work. It looked like the final judgment, with everyone panicking to find an exit. The scene outside the courtroom was surreal. The Trump supporters were outraged. The anti-Trump protesters were ecstatic, dancing and celebrating in the street. While I've written a book about what I have called, quote, the age of rage, I am always shocked by such scenes. There is a dehumanizing element of these moments as people celebrate not just the first conviction of a president, but a person. Rage is addictive and contagious. That was vividly evident outside the courtroom.
3 minutes of
So-
hate and shit.
Right. So what happens next? Obviously, appeals will be taken. As I said last night, we must keep the faith. Indeed, moments like this require us to take a leap of faith in a nation that remains committed to the rule of law. Manhattan is neither the entirety of the country nor the legal system. I believe that these convictions will be overturned, but it will take time. Judge Merchan committed, in my view, layers of reversible error. Eventually, this case may reach the United States Supreme Court. Right. Oh, shit. Obviously, it's the damage has been done, though. That's the entire name of the game when it comes to the Democrat strategy right now is basically do whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't matter if you're going to get overruled or overturned. The damage has been done because the people have an attention span of a fucking goldfish.
The Manhattan Appellate Court is 100% middle-aged black women.
Good times. It's going to the Supreme Court.
Right. And that's, hence the reason now the mounting pressure from fucking, the reptile Democrats, to fuck with the Supreme Court, man.
Right, trying to get fucking, the Trump appointed judges to recuse themselves on the presidential.
Not even the Trump appointed. They're talking, Alito and with Clarence Thomas, man. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and Alito, like, why? They're trying to say, well, Clarence Thomas's wife is aligned with MAGA and shit. That's why he should. But Alito, they just brought him out of nowhere because there was a flag flying upside down at his house for a couple days. That and he had the the call to God, the pine tree flag, which 7 states fucking fly. Yeah.
Right. Yep. Yeah, and it's really just kind of hilarious, how not hilarious. It's really kind of just disgusting how these people claim to be trying to fucking, oh, we're doing this for democracy, for America, for law and order. We're trying to be the adults in the room and shit. But when it comes to flags that are involved with the history and the founding of America, they consider that to be fucking hate, hate propaganda or fucking basically signs of hate. They consider the American flag to be a symbol of hatred, but these people are the ones that are trying to save democracy, trying to save the American system, everything that America stands for, right? It's fucking, it's absolutely fucking ridiculous. It's some 1984 fucking, ridiculous shit, man. Welcome to America.
That's why I always repeat that, bizarro world shit, because it's ass backwards, like you said.
Yeah.
Destroy democracy to protect democracy. And it's a party named after the idea, democracy, that's willing to destroy fucking everything to stop one dude. You know what I mean? Like I said, they've totally given up on trying to beat the guy. They've completely resorted to communist lawfare tactics. I mean, like I said, they've adjusted laws, rewritten laws. You know what I mean? Extended statute of limitations. It just keeps going. Nobody else would they do this shit for. Like, man, what does that tell you?
Right.
Like the more support he gets, the more destructive they become, man.
Yeah, like some of the fucking legal analysts on CNN have even said the only reason that this case is being brought up is because the person that the defendant is Donald Trump. Like this case would not be brought up against anybody whose name is not Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I mean, it's it's they're blatant with it. It's like I said, it's to antagonize. They know that they're fucking losing. They know that this is all they got left is to try and in some way, shape, or form paint Donald Trump and MAGA as the bad guys. Look, they're voting for a convicted felon. Look at them. He's a convicted felon. This is all they had. All they got left. Like they're losing the culture day by day.
Yeah. And it's crazy that you see the support like with minority groups or whatever, right? I mean, you see that shit across the interzones, nonstop homemade rap videos and voting for
Right.
Trump, all the fucking man on the street interviews, and I mean, it's just what an insane shift that
Right.
you've witnessed. I mean, glad to see it. I mean, fucking welcome in, right? But
Right.
it's coming, man. I don't even think these fools realize the
Trains
shift
are
that
rolling.
you're right, pushed themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, they're the ones fucking throwing the fuel on the fire, man. I mean, they're
Snowball effect, dude, on steroids for sure.
right. Yeah, freaking. How could they not see this coming? Unless Trump is deep state. No.
I'm
Right.
telling you, people that I know that just can't even stand Trump have admitted, like, nobody, dude's got balls of steel, that nobody else would have stood up to this much legal pressure and the
Yep.
draining of resources and, so on and so forth, man. And again, you got to keep reminding people, like, the dude doesn't seem like it, especially when you look at Biden, but he's almost fucking 80 years old. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And the dude will leave court and then, boom, go to a rally. I mean,
Right.
fuck.
Fucking thug life. All right, let's get back to this article real quick. So there's a possibility of no, that one. So it has been suggested that an appeal could be taken directly to the Supreme Court. I find that doubtful after the Supreme Court rejected an expedited process for special counsel Jack Smith in his federal prosecutions. It will work first through the New York appellate system. Right. So that's what we were just saying. Basically, they're going to try and it's not going to be fixed before the election. Right. So there's a possibility we may have to vote for Donald Trump from a jail cell. Obviously not from a jail cell, but from house arrest, some stupid shit like that. Right. Right. But yeah. After, as for the criminal process, Trump will have to meet with a probation officer for an interview. That officer will make recommendations to the court. You can just imagine who that's going to be. He's going to be big old fat black lady and shit. Like, okay, Donald Trump, I'll be your probation officer today. Yeah, that's going to go all bad. See, there's a possibility of a jail sentence for felonies that come up to 4 years for each offense. Any jail sentence would almost certainly run concurrently. However, any jail sentence would be ridiculous in Manhattan for an elderly first offender in a nonviolent offense. See, consistent with his past commentary, MSNBC legal analyst and former Mueller aide Andrew Weissman predicted that Merchan will give Trump jail time. He is not alone, as legal analysts seem to get caught up in a thrill-kill conviction. It is much more likely that Merchan will impose a sentence without a jail sentence, though with fines. The most appropriate, in my view, would be a conditional discharge that requires Trump to not to commit any new crime or face potential imprisonment. Merchan could also tailor a sentence to require home confinement or even weekend jailing. Those options would raise serious conflicts with his campaigning and, obviously, if elected, serving as president. Even if the probation process will be awkward, since a conviction defendant ordinarily has to get approval for any travel outside of the state from his probation officer. Sentences can also include community service, counseling, and other requirements. After his ruling in this trial, it is impossible to rule anything out. However, any jail sentence would add even more outrage to an abuse of the criminal law system. All right, that's a pretty long one, but that's basically what comes next. Right, that's what's going to be coming within the next few weeks, few months. I believe what did what did Merchant say that he's gonna
4 days before the Republican convention, dude.
right on the
4
was it
days
July
before.
11th, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. But yeah, that's when he said he's gonna be doing sentencing, right? Coincidentally, that's also going to be right about the time that I believe it's July, right? That Hunter Biden goes on trial for the gun
Yeah.
charges.
But
Right.
again, you got Turley fucking saying that same Turley saying that he believes that Trump shouldn't have a problem getting a stay as far as the 4 days before, and Alan Dershowitz saying the same shit. But these same people were telling you they don't see a conviction. You know what I mean? Or it's going to be a partial, or there's going to be a hung jury, or I mean, you heard all these different theories, and none of them fucking came to fruition besides guilty
Right.
across the board. You know what I mean?
At this point, anything that has to do with the lawfare going against Trump right now, as we said, we're months away from the election. You should expect the worst, right? You should expect them to do everything beyond their power, even, right? You should expect them to try and steal more powers than is even granted to them, as they've already done on numerous occasions, right? Yeah, it's there. It's going to be some sort of wacky sentence. Shit, he might even sentence him to jail. In which case, obviously, people have already broken it down. They have to partition off an entire wing of the jail. Secret Service would have to be there with them 24 hours a day. But again, this is something I would not put past the fucking Juan Merchan, right? I would definitely not put that past him. To just make a show of it. Go all in at this point.
The Democrats want him dead, man, and that's hence the reason that you got fucking shitbag lizards introducing legislation to remove anyone's Secret Service that's been convicted, of a felony. And I mean, they just keep going with the shit, like you were saying with the Raskin. I mean, the dude is inferring that Merrick Garland has authority to put pressure on SCOTUS judges to, recuse other members. Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Again, this is a separate, equal branch of government. I mean, these
Right.
fools, I mean, are just overstepping everything. Like you said, it's beyond trying to hide it. It's beyond trying to act. This is blatant third world communist fucking tactics.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what is to come. Yeah. It's yeah, it's like I said, it's blatant. And again, they're hoping that we're gonna go out there and riot in the streets, or we're gonna go start stacking bodies and this and that type shit, right? But again, it's working in our favor every single step of the way. Right? Trump is essentially throwing himself on the grenade for the country, and again, it's a theory that I've kind of put out there before, but it's basically the whole punctuated equilibrium type thing, where basically things are going real bad right now, right? The government is having a complete legitimization crisis, right? Most of the people within the country do not they don't fear the government anymore, other than for fucking free speech and shit like that. They're having a legitimization crisis, and basically I think what they might do, is a possibility, is take out Donald Trump. And seeing as his policy decisions and stuff like that, the whole Make America Great movement is so popular among the people, and not to mention the fact that that's basically what's kind of being forced among the entire world with the shift that we're having in world organization as well. Basically, the new world order is basically making it a multipolar world, where basically America is going to have to be focused on America, right? So basically, these Trump policies have to go into play no matter what. So basically, what I think they might do is take care of Trump and basically go ahead and implement the same policies that he wanted to have. Basically, make it be a movement, but they have to get rid of Trump, because Trump is the only one that could. The real problem is the fucking deep state people. It's these rogue 3-letter agencies that are actually pulling the fucking strings of the power structures within our nation, right? And I mean, the only people that would really be willing to actually go out and expose that type of stuff is Donald Trump, right? Doesn't matter if we get Ron DeSantis, or if we get it doesn't matter if we get Rand Paul as fucking president, all right? I I don't think that they're going to be able to start that fight and have the same sort of legitimacy to end that fight that Donald Trump has. Right?
Surely don't have the resources.
Right. So basically, I think what they want to do, and what they're trying to do, take out Donald Trump because he is I guess the squeaky wheel, right? And then basically take his policy decisions, basically, because that's what the world is shifting to as the Western world order falls, and basically just continue business as usual. Not business as usual, like I said. Obviously, it's still going to be kind of the policy decisions that we want. Still going to possibly be a lot more closed border, a lot more economically focused, maybe a lot more fiscally conservative. But it's still going to have that underlying evil that is the deep state. And that is not going to go away. That's what the real battle is right now, and that's why we need Donald Trump to actually get in there, because that is what's going to continue to make us trip and fall. Doesn't matter if we get Trump policies, if we have this fucking underlying evil that permeates our system, it's going to continue to be an evil fucking system.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it is at this point, man. To the core, son. It's all fucked up. Really, you don't even know where to go with it at that point, right? I mean, like you said, I mean, people always, this could be our last election or what have you, and it's fear mongering bullshit. Like, okay, Bobby, but at this point, it's not like the dude or anything. It's you're 2 steps from full blown communism.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And these people are obviously cool with it. Like they keep saying ours democracies. Again, we say it all the time on the show. They're not talking about us. It's
right.
it's a special clubs. You're not in it. And even
Definitely
these
not.
same fools that are cheering on the destruction, like you're not going to be in the inner party.
Right.
You know what I mean? The people
You're
that always help the fucking communists take over are the first ones to go to the gulag or get rubbed out. Real
right.
shit.
Yep. And all the people that are just sitting out there like, I don't want to get political. Like, I don't want to get involved in politics. I don't like either candidate. Like, I don't like anybody. I don't even want to vote. Like, those people are going to be the fucking people that are forced into slavery. Those are going to be the fucking slave laborers. Those are going to be the people eating the fucking bugs. Those are going to be the people with everything fucking stripped away from them. And they're just going to wake up one day like, what happened? Like, you didn't fucking pay attention. That's what the fuck happened.
That's what I keep saying. And even older cats, you keep hearing them like, or when they were around, like during Carter days, like, we've saw it this bad before. Like, no, you haven't. Maybe akin to it economically at the time. You know what I mean? But other than, the downfall of the complete structure, of the undoing of centuries of jurisprudence and political structure, like, no, you haven't, man.
Right. Yep. Yeah. Just on how many different fronts that we're being attacked on. We're being attacked economically. Our institutions are losing legitimacy. Our system, our legal system is being delegitimized. Delegitimized. You know what the fuck I'm trying to say.
Yep.
And
our education absolutely destroyed our education system, dude.
Right.
Bumping out just complete blue hair, depressed, fucking mutants.
Yep. It's kind of, dude, I wanted to make a fucking meme, that King of the Hill one where fucking Bobby Hill's like holding up the sign to the fucking window and shit, and then the prince comes out like, if those kids could read, they'd be very upset. Just do that, but have them holding up the sign like, Joe Biden's not going to pay your fucking your tuition, your fucking student loans off. Like, if those kids they'd be very upset.
At this point, that reminds me of the Libertarian Party, and that's why we were talking before. Like, Trump won the Libertarian fucking convention too, because you see they elected a complete fucking clown, and it just verifies everything that I've said for quite some time. And the reason I quit calling myself a libertarian, because it became a place for disenfranchised leftists that are just as delusional. Right. And the speech that Trump gave there, you heard some mixed boos and cheers, but the ultimate message, like, dude, do you want to win? Like, do you want to have a country to compete in next time to get your little 3%? Or, you know what I mean?
Right. Your little 3%.
Yeah.
Right. That was
And instead they
fucking
chose
great,
open
dude.
borders. Fucking idiots.
Fucking open borders and homosexuals. All right. Actually, let's go ahead and check out some of the videos from that real quick. That was another big thing that actually went down this week was the Libertarian National Convention.
And if you vote for me on day one, I will commute the sentence of Ross Ulbricht to a sentence of time served. And if you
Right. So Ross Ulbricht, of course, the founder of Silk Road. Right. So that's
Silk Road.
He's kind of a libertarian folk hero. So I don't know how long. Do you know how long he's been locked up for?
It's been some years, man. I mean, I want
Right.
to say it was like 2012 or something, maybe 11.
Right. So
Something
it's
like that.
basically Donald Trump's what he's basically doing here is he's making concessions with the Libertarian Party, right? He's basically over here, fishing for votes. He's trying to sway some more of the more I guess sane libertarians over to voting for Donald Trump, and basically he's
The
making
Mises Caucus,
concessions.
basically.
Right, pretty much. And he's basically saying, vote for me, and if you guys vote for me, I will free Ross Ulbricht. And he also said he's going to put a libertarian in his cabinet. He's basically out here politicking, right? Of course, the Libertarian Party did what the Libertarian Party does, and basically booed every single speaker that came on stage. As a mixed bag, boos and cheers. Every single fucking person that came out. And basically, it's exactly what you would expect to see from the party that is comprised entirely of radical fucking individualists and fucking objectivists and fucking ANCAPs and all this and that, right? And fucking it's exactly what you would expect from the party of I'm so free thinking I'm not even going to conform to your form of thinking. I'm more fucking. It's ridiculous, man. The way that I like to, I honestly don't think the Libertarian Party ever wants to have actual power. Right. I think that they're those people that are just perfectly fine sitting on the sidelines and fucking bitching about what everyone else is doing. They are literally the party of Monday morning quarterbacks.
How is it though? You've been told for a year that the party was taken over by the Mises Caucus, and this is the result.
Right.
Like, what the fuck happened right now, man? You know what I mean?
What the fuck just happened?
Right.
Did I miss something?
Yeah, the same clowns that fucking disinvited, Ron Paul to, 2 years ago to their convention. Like, dude, like what is going on over there, man? You guys are complete fucking stooges.
It's been taken over by fucking commies, right? So
right.
One thing to look out for out there, right? If you ever hear anybody tell you that I'm a left-leaning libertarian, they are lying to you. They are a commie. Those are two completely conflicting statements, right? That does not compute. Those do not mix together. You cannot be left-leaning and be a libertarian, right? Especially in terms of the economic standing, right? There is no
socially.
There is zero.
You can be
left.
all about fucking. You can be all about unlimited abortions and open borders and fucking. You know what I mean? That's like socially
age
left.
of consent should be 3. Like, you could be that guy, but still, in terms of, you're pretty much just a weirdo. You're just a weirdo, fucking hippie libertarian at that point, right? You're pretty much just like the people that are at the convention this year. You're pretty much one of those guys. But in terms of libertarianism, it's really kind of libertarianism is a philosophy, man. It's not supposed to be a party. It can't be a party.
It's like communism. It sounds great in theory, but in practice, it's fucking
right. Yep. And so it's they really shot themselves in the foot. Right. This is it's funny too because you'll see a lot of them fucking like, oh, look how popular we became. Look, all of a sudden now we're so popular. Like you'll see them actually posting pictures of fucking search results for Libertarian Party, and they're like, see, within the last year we fucking launched, fucking in searches and stuff. Like no, that's within the last fucking week, and the only reason is because fucking you guys booed Donald Trump. So everyone was searching you guys up as that. Nobody's searching you guys because they're interested in what the fuck you have to say. And even more so now that you guys went ahead and nominated fucking, what the fuck's the dude's name?
Chase Oliver.
Chase Oliver, right? Like, yeah, it's complete fucking idiots, dude. Complete fucking idiots, man. That is the party it's not meant to be a fucking party. It's meant to be a political philosophy, right? And it really is just essentially classical liberalism. So it's really kind of a philosophy that has already, in a sense, existed. It's, I guess, just kind of the modern revitalization. But yeah, definitely
liberalism with the wheels completely knocked the fuck off.
Right. Yep. But let's get to some more of these clips here. So, to Trump at the LNC, unlike Joe Biden, I don't throw people in jail for disagreeing with me. I don't do that.
A lot of people ask why I came to speak at this libertarian convention, and it's an interesting question, isn't it? But we're gonna have a lot of fun. Well, in the last year, I've been indicted by the government on 91 different things. So
more libertarian than all of you.
A libertarian before, I sure as hell am a libertarian now. And unlike Joe Biden, I don't throw people
voting
in jail
for trannies.
for disagreeing with me.
Right.
I don't do that. A lot of people.
All right. Yeah, dude. Fucking. Oh, what a bunch of fucking idiots, man. Yeah, they like fucking old Bobby Kennedy though. Fucking yeah, we're libertarians, but fucking we like fucking Robert Kennedy and shit, dude. He's fucking gonna take all your guns away. Like, yeah, but he's like anti-vax to him, man.
Yep, and take your fucking gas stove away and your hot water tank and your dishwasher and your.
Right. He's trying to bring down the corporations, man. Like, okay, now I see what you guys are meaning by fucking left-leaning libertarians. Right? It's like left-leaning libertarians, fucking price controls and fucking all this and that type shit, governmental regulations. Like, you guys aren't left-leaning libertarians, you're commies.
Right, they rolled that in with Gary Johnson, and everyone's like, "You vote for him, man. He was the governor of fucking New Mexico, dude." Go on and on, right? Economically sound, ran the state and shit, right? But then he brings in fucking Bill Weld as the vice president fucking, candidate. And I mean, that dude ran with Hillary. You know what I'm saying? The first time she ran, like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, fucking ridiculous, man. How much of it do you think is actually just stupidity? And how much of it do you think is them having to make concessions to the wealthy donors and shit? Because really that's what elections is. It's fucking how much fucking donation money can you get and how many fucking pieces of paper can you get signed with your name on it,
Yeah, I mean that ultimately that's what it boils down to. It's fucking exactly looting votes, man. That's all an election really is at this point, dude. Cult of personality shit. You got to be able to be captivating or fucking entertaining at the minimum. You know what I mean? And that's what goes a long way. And that's what people don't understand. How we were saying earlier about the Trump shit with people's TDS, like, it's a cult, you're whoop-de-woo. Like, no, I mean, like you said, it's a movement. You know what I mean? But this is at the moment, the dude at the forefront that has that fucking bravado, the shit needed to capture a crowd, man. Like, that's politicking.
Right. Yeah, the dude's definitely fucking he's got the it factor. Anywhere he goes, it's just fucking people. The dude's fucking magnetic. The dude's got a fucking aura about him, and people love it. Like I said, the dude's got an aura, and it's red, white, and blue. Let me tell you.
Master troll when he doesn't
guys.
have multiple gag orders, and
Right.
fucking dude is a stand-up comedian. There's fucking no doubt about it, man. I mean, you listen to a lot of the shit in his speeches, and he's fucking hilarious. But regardless of the fact, dude, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the Libertarian Party is completely moved in the wrong direction, regardless of who's taken over. How has some of the most, intellectually sound fucking people that you'll hear as far as economics are concerned and political structure take over a party, and then, like I said, the result is Chase Oliver. I don't understand where that fucking went.
I mean,
Sideways.
it's one thing to sit there and fucking sit in your basement jerking off all day, studying fucking all the motions of fucking porn stars and shit like that. But then once you actually get out to the actual thing, it's a whole different scenario, right? That's the out of the library into the lab type thing. And that's the challenge that the libertarians face, right? They're fucking shit. They could fucking book smart your ass out the fucking door. But when it comes to actually practical fucking wheeling and dealing, the fucking Machiavellianism of politics, they're fucking idiots. They're fucking naive children,
Yeah.
They're fucking idealists that believe that people are honest and that people are true to their word and that there's no backstabbing in politics because everyone's free and everyone just does the right thing because that's the right thing to do. Like they're just as naive as the fucking commie Democrats.
And if the open border fucking makes it to where that doesn't happen, you'll have your own personal security guards, dude.
Right. They're just they're idealists, but in terms of the philosophy, if you apply the philosophy, if you apply the philosophy pragmatically in politics, it has some pretty good effects, as we're seeing, with the Ron Pauls, as we're seeing with a lot of Trump's policies. It generally turns out to work pretty well. When you decentralize power from the federal government and throw things back to the states, and you fucking
federalism,
right. If you do things the right fucking way, it works out pretty good. If you apply the philosophy correctly, usually good things happen. But if I can, this is definitely I'm pretty sure this is my favorite clip that he's talking about the 3%. Go back to getting your fucking go get your 3%. Like practice tell him, go get your fucking shine box.
Shine box, right? That's exactly what I thought when you said that, man.
Yep. Yeah, go get your fucking shine box. Like, you motherfucker. Fucking gangsters, man. You guys are fucking gangsters, man.
That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years. The reasons for doing so. That's nice.
You get your fucking shine box, motherfuckers.
Yeah, dude, he walked into the Lions Den and started smacking kids, man. And I think Crumble hates us talking about fucking Trump, dude. Or the Libertarian Party, rather.
Right. Yeah, fucking drop down to fucking 3 viewers. Good times. Pretty sure most fucking people would agree with us, man. Like the Libertarian Party it's again not meant to be a party. It's meant to be a fucking philosophy. But
while you want it and we need it as far as free speech sites, I think that you find out a lot of the different sites that consider themselves such are filled with libertarians that are steadily trying to attack you. We're going to out-principle each other's.
Let's see. In 1984, the reason Big Brother got to keep his power is the 2 minutes of hate, a time when people got to lash out ineffectually before they had to get back to work building the machine which oppresses them. Anyways, here's Trump's campaign speech.
And again, you can either nominate us and put us in the position or give us your votes. I would say nominate or give us
Dude
your
with the
votes,
fucking chicken.
but we want libertarian votes because you stand for what we
Fucking
stand
weirdos,
for,
man.
and don't waste a vote. and don't allow the worst president in the history of our country to come back and do the final destruction of America. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you. God bless you. And again,
Go fuck yourselves.
That kid's gonna go back and choking his chickens.
All right.
Jerkin.
All right, so now let's go ahead and check out who the Libertarian Party did nominate. If you don't vote Chase Oliver this November, you ain't gay.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I keep saying, dude. It's not even about like fucking I like Trump or I don't like Trump or dude, it's about like pure just destruction of everything. Culture, you know what I mean? Like politic fucking, political structure, everything, dude.
Right. Yeah, this is like I said, like the title says, you guys, this is the fall of Western society. And coincidentally, it really kind of coincides with the same sort of shit that takes place before most other societies throughout history have fallen. Right? Fucking, absolute debauchery, fucking hedonistic fucking ways. Just
foreign hordes, fucking
right.
The debasement of the currency,
Yep.
so on and so on. And no, it's not Rome, because why?
This is America.
Because Rome had good roads, dude. They're still using some of them in Europe, man.
Yeah, shit. Yeah, you wonder what kind of technology is going to be lost after, depending on how bad this fucking collapses.
Al Gore's inner zones. I don't know, dude. Fucking, I mean, you see already. I mean, it's happening around you. Places that are American iconic joints. I mean, closing doors, filing bankruptcy. I mean, you see what's cracking.
Keeping planes in the air.
Yeah, even your city can look like Detroit.
Yeah. And it just might if you built blue no matter who.
Yeah.
See, so this is Chase Oliver. He just won the Libertarian presidential nomination. Fucking mask and fucking rainbow fucking hedgies and all that shit. Chase Oliver is an anti-Trump loser. Gee, it sounds like a lot of libertarians are in the same spot as a lot of Republicans. Our parties have left us by nominating someone who is against our values.
And let's not forget that he also stated that, no, the government shouldn't be able to mandate vaccines, but your employer should.
Right. Right. They're a private corporation that can do what they want.
Right. You're an employee. You agreed to it. Like, no, man. I never agreed to my fucking work trying to get me shot up with fucking drugs. I'm good on that, Bobby.
Right. But, yep. Welcome to Bobby 2024. Huh?
Do it. Do it.
Wait, this one?
No sound?
Or their desire to help and heal. Ultimately, find leave healthcare the decisions of a patient, a doctor who they consult with, and if they are a parent, the child being the advocate for that parent. And ultimately, a doctor should not be required by government, nor insurance company, or any kind of mandate to violate their oath or their desire to help and heal. Period.
I think when you frame it like healthcare, that sort of gives the entire game away, right? This is the same as the argument that a lot of pro-trans activists use, talking about it in the form of, would you rather have an alive, a dead son or an alive daughter? Basically, the implication being that if you disallow a child to transition, then, the mental illness that the child will suffer from could end in suicide. And so, of course, what, empathetic parent wouldn't make that decision in that case? I think framing it as healthcare sells the detractors, some of whom are operating in very good faith, quite short. I mean, we just had Jesse Singal on this podcast. And one point that Jesse makes time and time again is that the best evidence we have about gender transitions for children thus far comes from the Cass Review, which was just published in the United Kingdom, which really is pretty damning for a lot of the people on the side of doing these types of invasive treatments for children. So as far as I can understand wanting to get the state out of it as much as possible, but how can you not look at it and sort of see a situation where we are just, allowing Minors are making decisions, and parents are making decisions for minors with the help of doctors, with the help of an activist class that has spurred this along in a way where we just like don't have longitudinal, good, high quality studies as to how this affects kids.
Hey, I say let those studies take place, and they should do so outside of the confines of government. Let independent organizations do these things. But in the meantime, you should be allowed to seek the healthcare you want. There's all kinds of medications. Guess what? Government said taking ivermectin was bad for you, and many people just decided to do it anyway. They took the choice. They didn't want the government to ban that choice. Same with any.
Ivermectin's a little bit different than chopping off your son's dick. Let me just
right.
put that out.
How come
there.
chicks are not trying out for the NFL? Why is it no women like fighting in fucking,
right,
serious MMA, like scrapping with dudes and stuff? Why, I mean,
right.
why
Doesn't make
no
no
chicks
sense.
in the NBA? Right.
Right. Women are just as strong as men, right? No difference.
Right. They're the same. That's all fucking subjective. That's socially subjective.
Everything's subjective, you guys.
Right. What do you mean nature? That's fucking white supremacies.
Right? See, Chase Oliver is a gay communist pretending to be a libertarian.
He describes himself as, quote, armed and gay. Overnight, 38-year-old former Georgia Senate candidate Chase Oliver beat out RFK Jr. and former President Donald Trump, winning the Libertarian Party's presidential nomination in the race for the White House.
We are going to be hitting the campaign trail hard and fast as soon as we can. And absolutely, we're going to be fighting to be a contrast to the elitists that are Donald Trump, Joe Biden, and yes, even Robert Kennedy.
Meanwhile,
this guy Chase Oliver is about as libertarian as Joseph Stalin. As a libertarian, you should be a proponent of limited government intervention, low taxes, limited regulations, laissez-faire free market economics, free trade, pro-gun, pro-free speech, pro-freedom of religion, oppose the war on drugs. The government's only job should be to protect your life, your liberty, and your property. Chase Oliver, on the other hand, supports vax mandates. He supports mask mandates. He supports your kids being subject to drag queen story time. He has no issues with men competing in women's sports. He's an advocate for defund the police. Supports BLM riots. Libertarians. If you want a president who will actually protect your core values, defend your liberty, and limit the state's intervention in your life, I suggest you vote for President Trump in November because he's actually already done it. Don't waste your time voting for this wolf in sheep's clothing. This guy is a clown, and I can promise you he's anything but a libertarian.
Dilly.
And again, dude, they used to have people like Adam Kokesh in there, fucking, ex-Marines and shit, and fucking like, dude, what happened?
Right. I guess they tried to appeal too much to the younger crowd.
I told you it was that open to fucking come on in, disenfranchised leftists. That's what did it, and I've been saying it for quite some times.
Fucking liberalism is a mental disorder, right?
Sure.
It's nothing that you can't just fucking, change into something different, right?
And not liberalism, leftism.
Right, leftism. Right. So the one thing about freedom and liberty and stuff like that, you can't have freedom and liberty in a dumb and immoral society. The two cannot coincide together, right? If you don't, you can't have fucking freedom. You can't have basically everybody, go and pick and choose and fucking go argue their own wages, and everybody, is responsible for their own security and shit like that. Most motherfuckers out here don't even pay their fucking bills. Like motherfuckers, are on, government programs and shit to help them keep the fucking lights on. You really think that a society filled with people like that are going to be able to take care of them fucking selves? Like, our society is the way it is for a reason. This is by fucking design, right? It's fucking cradle to the grave government. That's what the society has become, right? So we can't even really start to implement a lot of these big sweeping fucking libertarian, ideas. We can't even really fucking implement things like open borders. We can't even fucking legalize all drugs. Look at what happened to fucking what was it, Oregon. Right? It's because people are fucking idiots that they can't have nice things, that they can't be free. Right? When you're a fucking idiot, you are always going to be at the mercy of society. And that's just the way that it is. Until society gets revitalized into something less fucking stupid, into something, that actually has a purpose, then the society can never be free. It's only going to get worse and worse and worse. It's only going to get more authoritarian and more authoritarian. basically everyone is going to have a boss, and everyone is going to have a fucking higher up, and everyone is going to have their own social worker, and everyone is going to have their own this and that if we continue down the path that we're going, right?
Right. It doesn't matter what direction you go, too far right or left, and it's going to become authoritarian, man. You know what I mean? And it's, you know, it's definitely on a massive left tide. The Overton window shifted, and Republicans love to just, you know, rage tweet and, you know, fucking send strongly worded letters, you know, and senseless fucking waste of tax dollar fucking hearings that really amount to shit. They don't even have the right people in there. The people that you'd want to tie up or, you know, involve, they just ignore the fucking, you know, the summons to come. And they're like, we're going to hold you in contempt. And they're like, all right, buddy.
Whatever. Yep. Yep. Fucking crazy times we're living in. But, you know, it's looking like the dam might be breaking. You know, May 30th is going to be a day that lives in infamy. May 30th, 2024 is going to be a day that is, you know, going to live in infamy in America forever. Right? So it's a historic day. Yeah, definitely some crazy shit that we're going through here in the old US of A.
And they just keep pushing. You've seen fucking old Jack Smith push for another gag order today. You know, the first one was turned down by Judge Cannon. He just fucking renewed it. You know, I'm sure just changed a few words and was like, there he goes. You know what I mean? And of course, you know, you got the bullshit Democrat push for her too. She should recuse herself. She should be removed. Like, dude, this is not how the justice system is supposed to function.
Right.
And they're like, you can't think she's going to be impartial. You think fucking Juan Mergen is fucking impartial? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And again, where was the push from the Republicans to make him recuse himself? Yeah, I mean, again, if this is, you know, it's tit for tat. If this is the way we're going to play the fucking game. Don't ignore tools that they've either invented or started using as a cudgel, and then go, nope, we got to be like respectful. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, you weren't elected to be respectful. Like, you were handed Congress, even though it's, you know, the hold's diminished. You were handed it for a fucking reason. And, you know, like Chip Roy said, what have you done?
Right. Our society is being fucking destroyed right now. Yeah. Like, this is not the time to be worrying about fucking your image or how you're gonna be perceived, or like, but people are gonna say that I'm being mean. Who gives a fuck, dude? Be fucking mean. Like,
yeah.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah, and there's deep red states, man, where fucking, you know, the AGs could be dropping hammers right now. And you know, you hear this argument of, well, we don't want to do the same shit as far as like, you're not going to make up crimes like they've done. No, dude, they're verifiable shit we've seen. All you got to do is use the same tactics as far as extend the statute of limitations.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
For real. What's good for the goose, man? Fuck. You got to do something here. You can't just watch it go by. Man. And luckily, we were using decorums and being nice guys.
Right. Look where that got us. Thanks. Right. That's why I always like think whenever like people are like, oh, dude, he's been in fucking Congress for like 20 years, man. Like, I mean, he's the fucking problem then. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he said you got MAGA like Paxton in Texas. I mean, you know, he's MAGA, dude. Like, do some shit, bro. Right. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Crack some skulls.
Yeah, shit. Go after the Biden administration for fucking, you know, willfully opening the border to foreign invaders into your state, forcing the state to have to. I don't fucking know. This is political lawfare. Make some shit up.
Yeah, for any student. No, like I said, you don't even have to. Like the fucking every person that received, you know, student loan forgiveness that was just added to the public debt against the Supreme Court's order, dude. That's a count. That's a count. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you could go through so much shit. Rack it up, man. You know what I mean? The pressure on social media companies to censor fucking American, you know, conversations, what have you. The fucking eavesdropping, the fucking, you know what I mean? Again, against fucking court order where they said you have to stop this, you know, spying on Americans. Like, hell no, dude. They re-signed FISA, bro. We're doing it.
All right. Dude, no, what I think fucking Trump needs to do, man. I think I've said it before too. I think he needs to be remembered as the fucking I don't know, the great declassifier, or the fucking the great fucking transparent fucking president or whatever. Basically he just needs to go in and fucking declassify this, declassify that, declassify every fucking document from the Biden administration, like dude, like that. Again, just fucking release it out to the fucking public, dude. It'll completely exonerate is the entire last fucking 4-year witch hunt that he's been under. I mean, shit, 8 if you include all the shit from during his presidency, which a lot of the stuff that they're saying was in Mar-a-Lago was a lot of the fucking documents of the
Operation Hurricane,
right? Them fucking spying on his campaign. So if he just fucking declassifies all of that fucking shit, dude, that's completely fucking exonerates him. Again, it completely exposes the corruption that permeates our government. And again, it could restore. That's the only thing that I think could restore faith in this country, is basically just tell us the fucking truth. Like, we've been through so much fucking shit. We've been through so much fucking shit over the past few years. Like, we can handle it. Like, don't worry, we'll be okay. We're not gonna fucking. I mean, at this point, we're probably gonna fucking end up going out and fucking destroying the goddamn nation anyway. So I mean, what's it gonna hurt? Shit, Antifa's already said they're gonna go out and destroy the fucking nation and cause fucking riots and start shooting MAGA fucking supporters and shit if Donald Trump gets elected. So what the fuck? What's it gonna harm?
It'll be like 2017 all over again. Right.
Remember,
I mean, the left's had several insurrections. They almost do it on a weekly basis at this point.
Yeah,
and it's just that most of the mainstream news clicks it over. Or if they do, it's 4 pages down on their headline page. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Their readers have for one, their readers don't actually read anything beyond the headline, and they have the attention span of a fucking goldfish.
Yeah. There was some slight fucking mishaps at the mostly peaceful protesters.
Right.
And they're like, it was nothing. Meanwhile, it's fucking, Washington, D.C.'s on fire. Buildings are being smashed in. Of course, the old lootings and fucking free merchandises. You know what I mean?
But January 6th.
Right.
The 6th, guys. Worst day in
American
that too.
History. Dude, and the leftists run around saying that shit. They come with nothing but their words. And you can literally post videos of fools on January 6th, MAGA hats coming through, showing their badges to the camera, walking by, and fucking, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, that's not rails. Like, you know what I mean? The cop that's obvious, well fed, whatever, outside pulling the window out, and the camera dude walks up and he tells him, like, you're not with us. And he fucking starts tripping. You know what I mean? Threatening to attack the guy. I mean, so on and so on.
Shit.
I mean,
Ray Epps and all that. Like,
yeah, exactly. Old Ray Epps, yeah.
Right. Fucking, what do you get? Like a year of probation? You go fuck off, man.
Right. Gotta go into the Capitol while he's texting his fucking nephew. I just set it off. I led that, dude. I did
Meanwhile,
that.
other motherfuckers that weren't even in the state are getting 20 fucking years. Like,
yeah.
Tell me how that makes any sense to anybody,
Yeah. and if you heard like Jamal Bowman, like just not long ago on CNN with fucking Byron Donalds, and they're kind of like in a little debate, and he's still toting the line of, he let his followers, cross into the threshold and come into the building with arms, and you know what I mean? Like dude, nobody had guns. You know what I'm saying? Like the only guns they found were fucking, blocks over in a hotel room where the dudes were not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the guns and the dudes weren't together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But guns kill people, though.
Right.
Right. Guns, they just hop up and they start killing people, man. Everybody knows that.
Just like cops do when they're like, the cops died on that day. No, they didn't. And one's committed suicide and one died of a fucking, what was it, a heart attack or was it a stroke? Like, 2 days later or some shit. Like, what the fuck, man? And they'll just keep toting it, and the leftists share it. Community note it all you want. They'll just fucking, keep refresh the share button.
Yeah, that's what I say, man. If those who have not seen the light yet are not capable of it, you know, at this point. Like, it's yeah. And it's kind of mind-boggling to see, like, dude, like how many fucking people are that like how it's crazy to see how deep brainwashing can go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
nuts.
And they've already started the whole new set of lies. Like today, a spokesman for the Biden administration was on CNN talking about the only way Trump can become president again is to destroy democracy. Like, what the fuck, dude? You know, and then, you know, again, Democrats running around like you got all this fear mongering going on, mostly from Republicans, MAGAs, fucking distinctly. Like, dude, that's all they do is fear monger. If it's
Right.
not the whole planet's going to be dead in 12 years, it's Trump's going to gas everybody. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's insanity.
You think there's ever going to be like any, you know, like fucking movies or any shit like that in the future made about, you know, this fucking time period in America, like the mind virus and shit like that? Or do you, I don't know. I mean, in my opinion, fucking history tends to point at the effect rather than the cause. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like they're gonna, you know, make movies about the collapse, or they're gonna make movies about, you know, fucking Donald Trump, or, you know, about the trials and all this and that type shit. They're probably not even gonna really include, you know, it's probably gonna be a small footnote or something like that, like all of the fucking insanity, you know, the fucking brainwashing, the fucking propaganda, the psyop, fucking, you know, aspect of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there'll be movies and shit. There'll be documentaries or what have you, but it'll be like, you know, Dinesh D'Souza or the Daily Wire or some shit, and it'll be like behind paywalls, and then you know, so it's going to be a limited audience, and then if you clip it and share it, still it's going to be just like I was saying, the cognitive dissonance, dude. That's not real because
Right.
it's not broadly fucking, you know, spoke on or taught at that point. Like I could see some serious mental shenanigans coming, you know, afoot in future decades for this time period for sure.
Yeah.
If I mean, it depends on where it goes from here, right? Depends
Right.
on not just old Trumpsicles in November, but you know the years after that, and even if you know Trump, you know, God forbid, didn't you know come ahead in fucking November, are we still going to be a fucking country? And I don't mean as far as, you know, because of, you know, the election itself, but I mean because of this administration's decisions, and the world's fucking on fire. And this is obviously not the reptile crew to be in charge to
Right.
put any kind of cap or slow the momentum of that fucking, you know, situation, man.
Well, that's what makes me kind of wonder too, you know, like how much of this is being foreignly orchestrated. You know what I mean? Like how much is fucking, you know, is, you know, the Biden family being paid from fucking China to do all this shit? Because if you actually look, I mean, Biden hasn't done anything, even for his own constituents. Like he hasn't done anything that has benefited this country in any way since he's taken office. Everything that he's
The
done, like, he's
bipartisan chips act.
right. Like, none of that's even going to go into effect for fucking like decades. Like it's a waste. It's just fucking you know, it's just showing off. It really doesn't do anything. It's the same thing with like the Inflation Reduction Act. It actually just increased inflation like a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Part of that was building fucking infrastructure for electric vehicles, and they've spent something like $3 billion, and they've only built 7 fucking electric stations.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, like fucking, I'm pretty sure it's Bongino. He says, you know, if you were trying to destroy this country, would you do anything different? Like if you were actively, like if that was your mission, was to do every single policy decision that you could come up with that is going to weaken the United States, is there anything that you would do any different than what Joe Biden is doing right now? And no, like this looks intentional, like intentional as fuck. Like the
dude's been a
World War
buffoon.
III.
He's been a buffoon his entire career. I mean, even Obama treated him like a novelty. And the dude, from insider information, people that were involved in the, you know, his administration and his, you know, political career, say that he's been wrong on every, you know, foreign aspect as far as, you know, confrontation and, you know, trade.
Shit, clearly.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. Shit's bad right now, dude. Like shit's real bad. Like, so I say, you know, fucking, this is the fall of Western Western society. This is the fall of the Western world order. You know, this is the fall of our fucking empire. and it's all because of Joe fucking Biden. Well, not because Joe Biden.
Joe Biden.
Right. It's
the carcass, like you said, like you were saying earlier, the avatar. You know what I mean?
Right.
We know it's not Joe Biden running shit, dude. It's fucking. If anything, it's fucking. Joe Biden keeping that guy alive while the lizards play around in the background. I mean, that's why he did most of the time. He doesn't know what's going on. That's why his administration has to come out later and clean up and well, he didn't really mean that, or no, we stand by what we said before. Well, that's not what Joe Biden just said fucking 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I saw a fucking a video like Joe Biden like flipped out on somebody the other day or some shit like that. I didn't actually watch it though, so I don't know what it was, but I was trying to see if I could find some, but I ain't finding nothing.
The only thing I seen is she went on The View and was like talking crazy shit, like saying that Trump can't string a sentence together. Dude, the man literally stands and speaks for hours at a time off the cuff after being in court all day, dude. You know what I mean? 10 o'clock at night, the man will stand there and talk for 2.5 hours straight.
Yep. Yeah, dude. Like it's there's no comparison on that one. That one's like I said, obviously that one's so obvious that it affects you negatively in a political sense, like that's so blatantly obvious that again, a lot of the people, the majority of the people on the left-hand side are all fucking brainwashed, but there are some people that still have just a tiny semblance of common sense that like, wait a minute, like I'm pretty sure I hear Joe Biden stumble his speech almost on a daily basis, like
second to second, anytime he's fucking speaking, and especially if it's any kind of off the cuff. If he takes a question, it's all downhill, dude.
right. As soon as dude, that video of him fucking, he's walking out of the fucking press conference, and then a reporter like asks him something, he stops and fucking turns around and goes back to the podium. Like, dude, I'm sure his handler's like, "What are you doing?"
You didn't see the one from last night?
I don't think so.
He did fucking same thing. He's at the podium. He starts to like thank you, and he starts to walk away. And the reporter says, "Mr. President, what do you say about Trump saying he's a political prisoner and holding you directly responsible?" And he just turned around and fucking gave what is labeled across the inner zones as an evil smirk, and then continued to shuffle off, dude. You know what I mean?
Fucking weirdo, man.
Yeah, he's a fucking lizard, man.
He's a fucking lizard. All right. Go ahead and load up another dab real quick, and then we'll start getting ready to get up on out of here.
Get up. Get up.
Yeah. Alrighty, thank you guys for stopping by on this Friday evening. We got 3 of you left in the chat. I did see we were up to like 9 at one point though, so it's good times. We appreciate but Aunj Aunjj
Titonj.
We appreciate you, hitting us up in the chat. Appreciate all you guys. Cheers.
Smoke, man. Remember, it's not about voting for Biden or Trump at this point. It's voting for fucking Americana or communism. Okay, don't let the old played out phrase of this is the most important election of your lifetimes cloud your mind. This isn't a cliche situation that your parents or grandparents lived through. This is the fucking the red fucking scare, the red plague, dude. Not even scare at this point.
Yep.
The red menace. Bam, bam, bam.
You'll work harder with the gun in your back for the bowl of rice a day.
Right. Get yourself bread and that one slice of fucking blood sausage.
All right.
Yuck.
Alrighty, you guys.
Yuck.
Good times, good times. Appreciate y'all stopping by. Yeah, again, don't forget to like this video, share this video with your friends, hit us up in the comments section. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know if you guys have any disagreements, if you guys have any sort of different perspectives that maybe we overlooked or maybe we didn't, happen to see. Yeah, definitely let us know in the comments. We definitely appreciate all the comments. We usually respond to most of them. Unless it's ones telling us like, like, oh, promote it, stuff like that. But like, I don't generally respond to those ones. Those are appreciate it still though. But right. But anyway, appreciate you guys. Like, subscribe, share this video out with your friends and family, and good luck and Godspeed, people.
Smell you later, man. MAGA.
Right. MAGA down. Oh, and we're frozen, so I'm just gonna have to exit up out of this. Appreciate you guys. Peace.